Today we are going to talk about open educational resources, or OER for short. And in this particular video, I will be explaining to you certain aspects you need to take care of before going down the OER route. There are around 5 main aspects that you need to take care of before you make the transition into open educational resources. The first one is to make the effort to change your mindset. Usually, we all grow up in a closed mindset. One of the key decisions is to make the effort to change your mindset. Before going down the open route, you have to make sure you embrace the open culture or the openness of academia. The second one is if you take something for free, make sure you also give something back for free. This propagates the academic culture and the open culture, and it benefits a larger audience in terms of research, development, and teaching and learning. So to go down the OER route, to actually become a true practitioner of open educational resources, you have to give back as much as you take. So it's a give and take kind of situation. So make sure to give back as much as you take. The third important point is to know your licenses. There are a number of licenses which you can use to define an OER, but the de facto license is the Creative Commons license. So make sure you familiarize yourself with the Creative Commons license in terms of using other people's work as well as distributing your work. The fourth one is to plan ahead. Just like in anything else, you have to make sure you plan before you go down the open route. Plan for what you're going to develop, plan for which license to use, plan for where you are going to get your materials from. It's extremely important that you have a plan before going down the open route. Otherwise, you are inviting trouble down the line. Now, OERs or going down the open route is not an overnight change. If you are an individual or even an institution, you have to plan ahead. How am I going to go down this open route? What am I going to do with my materials to make them open? Let's say, for example, you're creating a course and you want it to be an OER. Now, in the planning stage itself, you have to make sure you take the decision to make that particular course material an open educational resource. That's the first decision. Once you make the decision to make it an OER, then you have to use an appropriate license. You need to think, do I want to give this in the public domain? Do I want to release it into the public domain so that anyone can use it without even giving me credit? Or do I want someone to give me credit and use it for whatever purposes they want? Or if it's an institutional course or a resource, then do we want other people to make money out of it? Or do we want to restrict them? Or do we want people to just stick to what we have created and make no derivations, make no changes to it? So all of those decisions have to be made upfront. Those decisions will impact the kind of resources you can take and use in your course material, as well as the license you will be using to release your course material. Now, this brings us to the institutional OER policy. Most of the time, the institutional policies are there to help you, to guide you, and to protect you. So, practice first, policy will follow to protect you, and policy will follow to encourage you to use open. Let me give you an example. If your institution doesn't have a OER policy at the moment, it's okay. You don't need to wait for the policy. Go and start practicing OER. If you want to make your materials open and licensed under the Creative Commons, go ahead and do it. Practice it. Then your institution will take note of it. And your institution will think, oh, this person is practicing OER, but we don't have a mechanism to protect this person, and we don't have a mechanism to protect the intellectual property of the institution. So your practicing actually promotes the creation of policy. That's why I said practice first, policy will follow. Policies are not there to govern you. The policies are there to help you. At the Commonwealth of Learning, we have created a OER policy template. You can download it from the Commonwealth of Learning website. It's an easy-to-use guideline where you can modify and create your own OER policy for your institution, and your institution can then adopt it, protecting you and giving you the freedom to go down the open route. Finally, OER are just one part of an already prominent open movement. You have the free and open source software movement, you have the open access movement, among others. Ultimately, all of these movements should converge into an open culture where shared knowledge forms the basis of a much wiser human race.